The planned repair of the third mainland bridge in Lagos, beginning from July the 27th, will not last up to 27 months, as claimed in some reports. Now, this clarification is coming from the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Fashola, who was a guest on our breakfast program, Sunrise Daily. He explained the plan by his ministry to effectively tackle the shortfall in housing in the country.
Our housing model has started. We're building in 34 states. We are piloting now to validate first the acceptability of the model and the affordability before we roll out. Acceptability and affordability are important, and they're relevant to the question that you raised about the data of deficit. In every city that I have been to in this country, there is one empty house or the other. Did the person who conducted that census include the number of empty houses? Are there housing deficits in rural areas, and how many are they? There will be no one size fits all. So what we've seen is that largely in the north, buildings must respect their privacy, and you must build in such a way that you build courtyards at the rear. They also prefer bungalows, partly because of the climatic conditions and so on and so forth. In the south, we see that blocks of flats are easily more acceptable. So we are rolling out those models in different parts of the country based on the feedback that we have received. The statement we put out was that we were closing it for the first 3 days, I believe, from the 27th or thereabout of July. The first 3 days at the end of this month, as was issued in our press statement, was for investigative work to be conducted to assess the current condition. This is a choice between people's safety. Ultimately, that bridge must not collapse, and it needs maintenance. It has been built now upwards of going 30-something years. Yes. At the end of this, we will come back to members of the public and say to you definitively, based on the outcome of what we get from this assessment, and say definitively this is how long it is going to take. I'm not in a position to say that now until that report comes back to us. But what will happen at the end of July is 3 days.